Welcome to our introductory course to JavaScript. In this course, we're going to be looking at building websites and adding JavaScript to create dynamic and interactive content. My name is Lawrence, and I'm going to be your instructor for this course. I come to you with over 15 years of web development experience. I really enjoy creating websites from scratch and seeing what we can do with websites when we apply coding languages such as JavaScript. So I've created this course to introduce you to JavaScript and help you learn how to use it. JavaScript opens a lot of doors, and knowing how to use JavaScript is one of the cornerstones of the internet today, along with HTML and CSS. And knowing how to work with JavaScript will be a really amazing experience and open up quite a lot of information that you can then utilize within your own web projects. So within this course, we're going to be going through what JavaScript is, how to apply JavaScript, how JavaScript works, different syntax within JavaScript, applying comments using JavaScript, semicolons, white spaces, how to create alerts, and also how to use your developer tools using console log to communicate information back and forth. And then when it comes to the data types, so these are the core essential parts of knowing to use JavaScript, and these are the first building blocks: understanding variables, strings, numbers, booleans, and so on. And then also looking at arrays and objects to hold multiple values within one variables. So we also look at what we should avoid when we're naming them and so on. And then we're going to look at how we can use selection of our HTML code and interact it with JavaScript. So connecting our HTML pages to our JavaScript. And then such things as core fundamental concepts like functions, how functions work, how we can return back data, looking at conditions, so a number of different options with conditions. And conditions is where you can really apply that logic into your JavaScript and really make things really happen within your coding. And then of course there's loops. So a number of different loops, and loops really do save you a lot of time. So when it comes to looping through all the different content, there's a few different options, and we're going to show you how to use those within this course. And then one of my favorite things about JavaScript is working with the DOM, because this is where you can really see some amazing things come to life, and you can really see the effects of JavaScript. So the DOM is the document object model, and this is what gets rendered out by the browser from your HTML code. And this is where a lot of the power of JavaScript comes when we start accessing the DOM and getting some information from the DOM. So I'm going to show you all the stuff that's available within the DOM, how to work with the document object, and how to write actual HTML code using JavaScript. So outputting HTML code using JavaScript. And then also some of the more advanced features of the DOM, such as event listeners. Now, event listeners allow you to create that interaction for web users. So there's such things as clicks, mouse movements, event listeners, and a whole bunch more. So we're going to go through how to add those in, and this is where we get dynamic content and interactive content using JavaScript. We're also going to look at JavaScript operators. All of the source code is included, and everything you need to get started creating your own version of JavaScript and adding JavaScript in your web pages is included. So we've got all of this and a whole lot more. So when you're ready, let's start creating JavaScript. And just as a bonus, I have added in a few useful snippets within our JavaScript code. So I'm going to show you how we can create these clickable images that make the images with pop-ups. So we can have any image on our web page be tied to a pop-up. We're also going to look at how we can pick up X and Y coordinates. So we're going to look at mouse over, mouse movements, and so on. And all of this information is coming from the DOM. So all of this and a whole lot more. Let's get started creating JavaScript.